Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Again, my name's Chris. I'm at St. Mildred's Lightbourne School, which is a school for girls. When we think about challenges or benefits with respect to single gender, my first reflection on that question is I think back to some of the comments that Luke made earlier. Luke's at the head of the table there, around fit. I mean, it's part of your exploration around, here's what I know about my boy or my girl. Here's what I'm learning about the school. Do the values and the fit sort of mesh? It always comes back to that, And so during that exploration, you're going to start to investigate the culture and the community that each of these schools will have. And culture and community is going to be a direct outcome of the people in the school. And so this brings us to maybe a reflection on faculty. And one of the things you will find in a single gender school is that school has the opportunity to put all of its time and all of its resources and all of its thinking into how, in our case at St. Mildred's Lightbourne School, how girls learn, how girls grow. What does the experience of becoming a woman from a young girl look like? Because school is an integral part of that. We will have them for most of the hours that they're awake, Monday to Friday, and you will have them for most of the hours that they are asleep. So we have a really big role in that, and understanding that we're playing a part in that development is critical. So our faculty are challenged that way. We have work to do when we go through the hiring process to ensure that our faculty understand that we are charged specifically with the growth and development of girls, in our case. And wherever I say girls, you can probably parachute in the word boys, and if you have a son here today. So the expectation, the connections, the relationships that we build, they may be different. We provide a different kind of environment. And for many, and I've worked in both independent schools that are co-ed and in single gender schools, the removal, for some, and actually I would say for many in my career now, the removal of the opposite sex during the day has some benefit to some in terms of their focus, their willingness to have a conversation that maybe they would have otherwise felt a wee bit uncomfortable about having because they were afraid of some sort of feedback. And I have a boy and a girl of my own, by the way, so I sort of get this. To be able to provide an environment that's open, that has an open and safe platform for the exchange of ideas when you are a 12-year-old, that's pretty important in the day. You're going to do your math, you're going to do your English, you're going to do your science and your clubs and all those important parts. But knowing that you're in a place where you feel comfortable and sharing how you feel and how you think, that's a huge part of the day. And a single gender school, again, is able to put all its resources into how those girls or those boys go through that process, because they will go through it differently. At least if my son and daughter are any indication, they'll go through it really differently. So we then have sort of an obligation, as a boy or a girl goes through this environment, learning what it's like, sharing the ideas. We then have to provide some opportunities as they grow to get out there and test those ideas that they've been able to work on in that environment. And so you'll find many of us in single gender schools have relationships or partnerships, in our case with St. Mildred's, maybe with some of the other boys' schools in the area, to get out there and do co-curricular activities, to do academic activities, long live the dance. But I think schools are hopeful of looking for other opportunities for them to employ all of that learning that they've done because of the world, of course, that they will enter beyond our walls. So when you can increase the opportunity for them to feel comfortable and to explore and share, then you provide them that platform to then get that settled in their own mind and then test it outside. When it comes to the challenges, I will tell you, having done admissions at both the School for Boys and School for Girls, the challenge that I see is not whether it's going to work. The challenge is getting past that initial hurdle that parents may have, or that the boy or the girl may have around, my whole life has been something else, why would I do it this way now? And so there's this fear sometimes that there's going to be something missing, when in fact it's probably a recalibration of the direction and then a reintroduction of the thing that you think is going to you'll be missing. And in the end, when the journey is done, you're not actually missing that. So I'll leave it there. We'll be around today, of course, if you have some questions. There's a number of single gender schools here, a number of co-eds, and I think it's important that you ask them specifically, because our fits and our cultures, whether we're single gender or are co-ed, we're different from each other. We have a different vibe and a different feel, and it's an important thing to explore as you go through that process.